Shalom, children. Last time in our journey through the life of Yeshua, he was telling his taught ones the Son of Man was going to be betrayed into the hands of men, that they would kill him, and on the third day he was going to be raised from the dead. The disciples hadn't quite understood what all this meant, nor did they know that this was going to happen in a few months' time at the Feast of Pesach, when everybody went up to Jerusalem. 3 of the disciples had gone up into a mountain with Yeshua. There they saw him transformed into a brilliant light. They had seen a vision of him talking with Moshe and Eliyahu about the kingdom. Yeshua had told them not to tell anyone about what they had seen until after the Son of Man was risen. Yeshua knew his time with the taught ones was coming to an end, so he needed to prepare them to continue the work of his ministry, that is, preaching the good news about the kingdom of Elohim. One of the disciples came to Yeshua and asked him, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" Nearby, there was a little child sat down. Yeshua went over and sat with him and explained to the group, in order to believe and follow the Torah of Adonai, you need first to be like this little child. Now, do you think he was saying that all the grown-ups had to start behaving like little babies again? No. He was saying a new believer in the kingdom is like a child. Let's think what that could mean. A little child doesn't know everything yet, does he? Imagine a baby trying to drive a car, or a young boy working in an office. Well, just like these little ones, the new believer has a lot to learn too. He will have to spend a lot of time drinking the milk of Torah before he can move on to more solid food. Yeshua warned the disciples not to be mean or rude to those who were younger in their faith. A new believer would be offended by such behavior and may not even want to be part of the kingdom anymore. So, just as you wouldn't make fun of a little baby who cannot say their ABCs yet, we are not to make fun of a believer who hasn't been learning Torah as long as we have. Yeshua continued teaching. He said, "The Son of Man has come to save that which was lost." He gave them an example to help them understand. If a man has 100 sheep, and one of them goes astray, won't the shepherd leave the 99 and go into the mountains and look for the one who has gone? If he finds the lost sheep, he is so happy for that one, even more so than for the other 99 who did not go astray. Yeshua said, "It is the will of your Father in heaven that none of these little ones perish." Shimon Kifar had a question. He asked, "If my brother does something wrong against me, how many times should I keep forgiving him? Is 7 times enough?" It sounds as though one of the other disciples may have been upsetting Shimon. Perhaps he was hoping he didn't have to keep on forgiving him. If that was the case, he wouldn't have been happy with the answer. For Yeshua said, "You need to forgive 70 times 7, which really means every time." To help them further understand how we are to treat those walking in the way of Messiah, he told them a parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a king who one day checked to see if any of his servants had a debt and owed him any money. One servant was found to have a huge debt of 10,000 talents. The king told the servant that he and his family and everything he owned would need to be sold and the money given to the king to pay off the debt. The servant fell down and begged the king, saying, "Have patience with me, and I will pay you everything back." The master was moved with compassion and forgave the entire debt. That same servant went out and found another one of his fellow workers who owed him a very small amount of money. He grabbed him and demanded that he pay all the money he owed. His fellow servant fell down and said, "Have patience with me, and I will pay you everything back." But the first servant said no, and threw him into prison. It came to be that the master found out what had happened and called for the first servant to come to him. He said, "You wicked servant, I forgave you of all your debt because you begged me, and yet you had no compassion on your fellow servant." The master was very angry and gave the man over to the slave masters until all the huge debt was paid off. What an interesting story. The first servant was shown great mercy, yet he didn't pass that forgiveness on to others, did he? Perhaps next time someone hurts us, and when they come and ask forgiveness and we don't want to forgive, we can try to remember this parable and how quick Elohim is to forgive us, and how he shows us great kindness. Well, children, that is the end of our story for today. So we will see you next time for another exciting journey in the life of Yeshua. Shalom.
He that keepeth Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps, slumbers nor sleeps, neither slumbers nor sleeps. He that keepeth Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps.